Mary turned 95 last month. Her husband died at 78 with $1.2 million saved. She's been living off that money for 17 years. She has about $180,000 left. Her doctor says she's healthy enough to live to 100. The math doesn't work. Welcome back to the Retirement Classroom, where we help fortify your retirement against life's biggest risks. In the next 25 minutes, I'm going to walk you through how a real retirement planner addresses the risk of outliving your money, why people are living longer than ever, why the 4% rule is broken, how to build an income floor you can't outlive, and the one product most retirees with 1 to 4 million should seriously consider. Let's get started. Long-term care isn't the only thing that can derail your retirement. It's actually one of 8 big risks every retirement plan has to handle. Living longer than you planned for, inflation eating your purchasing power, the market crashing right when you start spending your money, long-term care, one spouse dying too early, healthcare costs rising faster than everything else, tax rates going up later in life, and a bad first few years of retirement that you can't recover from. Today we're focused on the first one, longevity, living so long your money runs out before you do. Let's look at the math. In 1950, the average American man lived to about 66, the average woman 71. Today in 2026, the average 65-year-old man can expect to live to about 84. Women, about 87. But that's the average. Half of you will live longer. A healthy 65-year-old non-smoker today has roughly a 50% chance of living past 90, and about a 25% chance of living past 95. Retirement plans built for a 20-year retirement are getting tested against 30 and 35-year retirements. For couples, the math gets even longer. There's roughly a 50% chance that at least one spouse in a healthy 65-year-old couple lives past 95, and about a 25% chance that one of them lives past 98. The longest living spouse becomes the planning constraint. Your plan needs to fund the lifespan of whichever spouse lives longest, not the average. Think about what a 30-year retirement actually requires. 30 years of monthly bills, 30 years of inflation eating your purchasing power, 30 years of market ups and downs, 30 years of unexpected expenses. Most retirees plan as if they're going to live to 85. The ones who live to 95 end up running out of money in their late 70s. Not because they spent too much, because the plan was built for the wrong length of life. Quick recap. People are living longer than ever. Half of 65-year-olds today will live past 90. Couples need to plan for the longer-lived spouse. And 30-year retirements are now the realistic baseline. Now let's talk about why the standard retirement plan doesn't hold up over that long. You've probably heard of the 4% rule. It came from a 1994 study by an advisor named Bill Bengen. The rule says, if you withdraw 4% of your portfolio in year 1, then adjust that amount for inflation each year after, your money should last 30 years. So a $1 million portfolio could safely produce $40,000 of inflation-adjusted income for 30 years. That's been the gold standard of retirement planning for 30 years. Here's the problem. The 4% rule was built using historical market returns from the 20th century. It assumed bond yields around 5%. It assumed inflation around 3%. It assumed stock returns averaging 10% a year. Today, bond yields are lower than they were for most of the 20th century. Inflation has spiked above 7% in recent years. And market valuations are higher than the historical average, which usually means lower future returns. Recent studies suggest the safe withdrawal rate today might be closer to 3%, not 4%. That means a $1 million portfolio might only safely produce $30,000 of inflation-adjusted income, not 40. Here's what makes longevity especially dangerous. Over a 30-year retirement, even modest inflation crushes your purchasing power. At 3% inflation a year, the historical average, $1 today, is worth about 41 cents 30 years from now. The $50,000 a year you spend at 65 becomes the equivalent of about $21,000 of today's money at 95. If your income source doesn't grow, your standard of living drops by more than half over your retirement. And here's the third problem. When you're working, you're putting money into your accounts. When you're retired, you're pulling money out. That difference matters more than people realize. When the market drops 30% in year 5 of your retirement, and you're still pulling $40,000 a year for living expenses, you're selling shares at the bottom. Those shares can't recover when the market bounces back. The portfolio that lasts 30 years in a smooth market often runs out in 18 or 20 years if the bad years hit early. There are really only 3 sources of income in retirement. Social Security, which is guaranteed for life and adjusts with inflation. A pension, if you're lucky enough to have one, which is also guaranteed for life. And your portfolio, your IRA, 401k, brokerage account, which is not guaranteed. For most retirees with 1 to 4 million saved, Social Security covers somewhere between 15 and 40% of their actual income needs. Pensions cover almost nothing. The portfolio has to do the rest of the work. And the portfolio is what's at risk. This is what planners call the income gap. Take your monthly spending need, say $8,000 a month. Subtract your guaranteed income. Let's say Social Security plus a small pension is $3,000. That leaves a $5,000 a month income gap. $60,000 a year that has to come from the portfolio. For 30 or more years. Through inflation, through market crashes, through whatever else life throws at you. If that gap exists in your plan, longevity is your biggest risk. Quick recap. The 4% rule is shakier than it used to be. Inflation eats your purchasing power. Market crashes during withdrawals are brutal. And most retirees have a large income gap their portfolio has to fill. So how do you protect against running out of money? Let's talk about it. The strategy most good planners use is called income flooring. The idea is simple. You take a portion of your portfolio and use it to create guaranteed lifetime income that adds to your Social Security and pension. That covers your essential expenses, the floor. Then the rest of your portfolio stays invested for growth and discretionary spending. The floor never runs out, no matter how long you live. The growth portion handles inflation and lifestyle wants. It's the best of both worlds. Now, there are different ways to create that income floor. The traditional way is a fixed annuity. You hand the insurance company a lump sum. They hand you a guaranteed monthly check for the rest of your life. Simple. But the trade-off is real. The payout rates are tied to current interest rates, which limits the income. And once you start the payments, your lump sum is gone. No flexibility, no death benefit for your heirs. For some retirees, that's fine. For most, there's a better option. That better option is called a fixed indexed annuity, or FIA. An FIA is a contract with an insurance company that does 2 things at once. Your principal is protected. You can never lose money to a market drop. And your account earns interest tied to a market index like the S&P 500 up to a certain cap each year. If the market goes up, you participate up to that cap. If the market goes down, you earn 0, but you don't lose anything. The trade-off is you accept a lower upside in exchange for no downside risk. For income flooring, that trade is exactly what you want. Here's where it gets powerful. Many FIAs come with what's called an income rider. It's an optional feature that creates a separate income value that grows at a guaranteed rate, often 6 to 8% a year, for as long as you wait to turn it on. When you're ready, the insurance company converts that income value into guaranteed monthly income for the rest of your life. And that income keeps coming whether you live to 70 or 105. The base account is still yours. If you don't use all the income, the remaining balance goes to your heirs. Unlike a traditional annuity, you don't lose access to the principal. Let me show you the math. You put $200,000 into an FIA at age 60 with a 6% roll-up rate on the income value. You don't turn on income yet. By age 70, that income value has grown to about $358,000. The insurance company uses that bigger income value to calculate your lifetime income. At age 70, that might mean about $20,000 a year in guaranteed income for as long as you live. If you wait until 75, the income value grows even more, and the annual payout is higher. The longer you defer, the bigger the income. Let's compare 3 real strategies for the same retiree. 65 years old, $1.5 million saved, needs $8,000 a month to live on. Strategy A, keep everything in a 60-40 stock and bond portfolio, withdraw 4% a year. Strategy B, buy a ladder of fixed-rate bonds and CDs. Strategy C, Use $400,000 to set up an FIA with income rider. Keep the other $1.1 million invested for growth. 3 real options. Same retiree, same need. Let's see how each plays out over 30 years. Strategy A, 60-40 portfolio. If the market cooperates, you have plenty. If the first 5 years are bad like 2008, you run out by age 88. Strategy B, bond ladder. Predictable income, but no growth means inflation eats half your purchasing power by age 90. You also run out, just for a different reason. Strategy C, FIA income floor plus invested portfolio. The income floor covers your essentials no matter what. The invested portfolio keeps growing through market cycles. At age 95, in most market scenarios, you still have over $1 million left. Same starting money, different protection. Let me tell you about Karen and Tom. Karen is 65, Tom is 67. They live in Columbus, Ohio. They saved $1.5 million. Karen retired last year from a hospital administrator job. Tom is winding down his consulting practice. Their goal, $8,000 a month in income to maintain their lifestyle. Social Security covers $3,500. They have a $6,200 a month gap that has to come from their savings. Their question to their planner: will the money last if we live to 95? Their planner walked them through the income flooring strategy. They moved $400,000 of their savings into an FIA with an income rider. They chose a 7% annual roll-up rate on the income value and decided to defer turning on the income until age 72. That gave the income value 7 years to grow. At 72, the income value had grown to roughly $640,000. They turned on income and locked in about $38,000 a year of guaranteed lifetime income for both of them. Combined with Social Security, their guaranteed income floor was now around $78,000 a year, more than enough for their essentials. The remaining $1.1 million stayed invested for growth. 30 years later, Karen is now 95. Tom passed away at 89. The FIA income kept paying her $38,000 a year for the entire time, plus her Social Security, plus Tom's higher Social Security benefit, which she kept. The invested portfolio went up and down with the market. But because she never had to sell during downturns to pay for essentials, it kept growing. At 95, she has about $1.2 million still in her investment accounts, plus the ongoing lifetime income. She didn't outlive her money. The income floor strategy worked exactly as designed. Quick tax note: if you put money into an FIA from a regular savings or brokerage account, the income payments are partially taxable as ordinary income, partially as a return of your original principal. You don't get hit with a big tax bill all at once. If you put IRA money into an FIA, the income payments are fully taxable, just like any other IRA withdrawal. But they don't trigger early withdrawal penalties, even before 59.5, because they're part of a substantially equal payment. And the income from an FIA counts as ordinary income for purposes of Social Security taxation and Medicare premium calculations. Talk to a qualified professional about how this fits your situation. 3 common objections we hear. 1. FIA returns are lower than the stock market. True. The cap rates limit your upside, but you're not buying an FIA for growth. You're buying it for guaranteed income that can't run out. The growth portion of your plan stays in stocks. 2. FIAs have surrender charges. True. Most contracts charge you if you pull more than a small amount in the first 7 to 10 years. But you're not buying an FIA for liquidity. You're buying it for lifetime income. 3. FIAs are complicated. Also true. They have caps, participation rates, riders, surrender schedules. That's why working with a qualified professional matters. Done correctly, an FIA solves the longevity problem better than any other product available. So, when does an FIA with income rider make sense for you? Question 1. Do you have an income gap? If your Social Security and any pension cover all your spending, you don't need it. If there's a gap, keep going. Question 2. How many years until you need the income? If it's 7 to 10 years out, you can take full advantage of the income rider roll-up. If you need income immediately, you're better off looking at a simpler, immediate annuity. Question 3. What's your asset level? For households with 1 to 4 million, a typical allocation is 25 to 40% into FIA income, with the rest staying invested. For households below 1 million, simpler products usually work better. Question 4. Would you sleep better with guaranteed income? For most retirees, the answer is yes. That's a real planning factor. On timing, FIA income rider rates are tied to current interest rates and insurance company pricing. When rates are higher like they are now in 2026, the roll-up rates and income payout factors are at their best in over a decade. When rates drop, those numbers shrink. Lock-in matters. Once you fund an FIA, the rates you got at purchase are locked in for the life of the contract. The roll-up rate doesn't drop just because the broader market rates fall. That's a real reason to act when rates are favorable rather than waiting. So here's what to do. First, figure out your actual income gap. Take your monthly spending need, subtract Social Security and any pension. The number you're left with is what your portfolio has to produce. Second, schedule 15 minutes with one of our TRC retirement consultants. We'll walk through your specific situation, run a longevity stress test on your current plan, and show you whether an FIA income strategy makes sense. The QR code and link are at the end of this video. The Retirement Classroom helps households across the country with $1 to $4 million saved build retirement plans that hold up. Longevity is one of the biggest gaps most plans miss. Our consultations are educational, no pressure, and built around your specific situation. One last thing, send this video to someone in your life who's worried about outliving their money. It's a fear most retirees never name out loud, and it's exactly the one they should be planning for. We can't predict the future, but we can help you plan for it.